in between, we'll do a marketing one, and in between those, we'll do like an AI. This month an AI kind of a thing. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I think these are fun. So as long as you guys are getting something out of it, cool. We'll keep them coming. All right, we're good now. Now I can hit record. Never mind. I was recording the entire time. Okay, I'm done. Cool. We'll see you next week.
Happy Friday.
Oh my God. I swear. All right. No, we're good. All right. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us here. Do another storage meetup. Doing these pretty much every Friday now in some way, shape, or form. Got a few announcements here at the very beginning, so humor me for a few minutes and I'll get that out of the way. But today is really going to be very free flowing. These kind of meetups are more just about, hey, what's up? What's going on? Anything you want to talk about? In fact, I'll put this in the chat. So if you don't mind, we'll get things started this way. Plus,
Hey Jim, I'm so sorry. How do you change the name again?
Yeah, no, you're fine. Look at your profile, your square where you're talking.
Yeah.
Top right. There's the three.
Yes. Okay. And then view profile.
Three little dots. So drop down for rename.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Jim, you should say the original Jim Ross.
Exactly.
OG.
It's so much fun. All right. So in chat, we'll put this
OJ in his case.
something like that. I'm having a hard time today. So yeah, don't put in chat. Go ahead and put your name in there. Anything else got going on this week? Any wins? Any questions? Upcoming things you're gonna be looking forward to the SSA. Whatever goes. Go ahead and put that in there. In fact, I'll put a little thing in chat there.
Jim, can I have just 2 seconds before I have to hop off?
Yeah, go ahead.
You had put the announcement out that everybody at SSA is going to meet in our booth, the one with the big truck, for a group picture. So we can, whoever's going to be there, we get to see each other's faces in real life. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Whoever's going to SSA, we'll do it on Wednesday. So that's what, the 3rd? So
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Booth 301, one with the big truck.
Perfect. Yeah. Go there, shake hands, say hi to everyone, do our little selfie, then off on your merry way. So it'd be a good chance to at least say hi to everyone.
Cool.
So put there in chat for you. Give you 5 minutes for some announcements here. Keep getting asked for, where are the replays? How are we getting?
Waste an hour.
Things like that. I know. Won't do that. So let me share the screen here. I just put in chat Facebook group. Redid the old Facebook group here.
So that dickhead Ali, he owes us for August. I'm like, I'm starting to hammer down on these people. Yeah. So I call him.
Someone's
Someone's not on mute.
Who's the voice?
Who needs to mute themselves? Who is it?
He's like, oh, not it. I want to rent a truck today.
I don't know about y'all, but I want the tea. So
I'm like, well,
hold on.
There's a balance of 221, whatever. And I said, the only truck I have right now is a 26-foot truck.
Greg Williams.
Blah blah blah. End of the month, long weekend. So he's mad. That's the only thing I have. And he's like, when I talked to your father on,
I'm loving this, by the way.
When I paid last time, I said balance
Please don't turn it off. Please.
$4. I'm like,
this is so unhinged. I love it.
There's been another late fee.
I'm literally so much coaching right now. That is so funny.
I'm like,
Friday fun.
I've already dealt with his ass.
Holy hell. Okay.
So Jim,
once it wasn't me.
Maybe we should talk about is training.
This was like a storage meetup.
So that's like self-storage 101 manager. Never do that.
Oh, that was great. Okay. Don't know who that was, but you're all muted for now. They can take themselves off later. But
hey, Anthony, you got to change your name. You're not Jim Ross.
This is storage meetup unhinged. Holy hell. This is great. Okay.
You have a bloopers reel?
What I was showing was, hey, we have a Facebook group now. Ooh. Okay, look in chat. Got the link. There you go. Join it. For all the members, we got about 4,000 members in there right now. Try to keep it easy. I just do events here, so you can look at all the upcoming events that we have. So you can start seeing the schedule.
When is that better?
There's your replays. I'll start putting some tools and stuff in here as well. And I'm a moderator on this, so I'm trying to keep it so it's not spammy. Frankly, you see some of the Facebook groups and it's just spam central. Please, I still encourage everyone to put in their questions, comments, things like that, but I'll make sure it's relevant. Like this guy, here you go, Matt. I don't know if you're on here, Matt, but we'll get your question too. You know, talking about U-Haul stuff. Those kind of things. I'll approve that and put those on the Facebook group.
Jim, you like my response to his question?
We'll get to it. Let me get to that. Two more things here, if you don't mind. Kind of dovetailing along with this for vendors. I put this together. It's the storagemarketplace.com. I'll put that in the chat as well. Good little place for all the vendors to start putting their things in here. It's very, I don't know, I did this in the afternoon, so give me a break. So it's not the best yet. I still got to put people in the right categories, some things, but I think it's a good start. If you don't mind, I'll put this in chat too. Just want to test this out. Basically, I want to try to break it. So I put in here for the storage meetup as a community group. Just go in here in details, reviews, submit a review. Very simple, very simplistic, basic. That's what I'm trying to shoot for, but I still want to see if we get a bunch of reviews if it gets shut down. I don't know. So try that for me and I'll put that in chat here for you. But kind of cool, I hope. We'll see. This is trying to keep things very organized, like a tech stack, you know, building components, management things, your finance. Trying to keep it very intuitive. Take a look at it. If you see stuff that I just obviously missed and it's like, what were you thinking? Cool. Just hit me up, let me know. You can just see on here. Email, text, let me know. I kept it really, really simple that way. I'll put that in chat. What else did I have? Good enough for now. Okay. Jim, you were going to ask about the U-Haul. Go ahead.
I said three words. Don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah, Matt was just asking about the pros and cons of using U-Haul.
Well, I will preface by saying if you have a good area field manager for U-Haul that works with you, you're okay. But a lot of them AFMs are not. I mean, we had it through our stores when we took over, and the amount of time we were going to pick up trucks or bringing other trucks, or people were just dropping off trucks wherever they wanted. The time and money we spent on it was not worth what we made.
Yeah.
And I can tell you most of our negative reviews that those 2 years we had U-Haul trucks were because of the U-Haul trucks. Nothing to do with our service or our property, but because they had bad experiences with U-Haul trucks.
Yeah.
And Meg's shaking her head feverishly, I know.
Can I give a real life experience? Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, go ahead.
What'd you say, Corey? I missed that.
That was my favorite day when we got rid of U-Haul.
Oh, goodness.
Those negative reviews were killing me.
Well, I was just going to give a real life experience on Friday of last week. I was headed, or I don't know, one day last week, probably Friday, was headed home from the Arkansas SSA show. And whenever I'm traveling around, I try to like stop and see facilities like of my clients wherever I am, if they're in the area local to where I am. And I went into a really good client, beautiful facility, looked great. Manager was on site. Everything went perfectly well. But I will say I walked in, I don't know how far after the guy in front of me, but I stood there for a solid 15 minutes while they talked about U-Haul. And she had to go through this ridiculous, minute level of, because you've chosen this option, I now have to read you verbatim this whole thing. And then I need you to make eye contact at me and tell me you heard what I just said and understood before I can click it and go to the next box and read this section verbatim. And this poor guy in front of me, like, I have never seen somebody want to get out of a room so badly in my entire life. Like, he just wanted to be done and his deal was that he wasn't renting a truck, he was renting a tow dolly. So he then had to give so much information about the car he was going to use to tow it and what kind of hitch it did. And like, he was so frustrated. I don't a tow dolly. I'll figure it out, you know. But she had to do her thing. And as a second person in there, I wasn't acknowledged except for the initial like hi, right? When I first walked in the door, I stood there for 15 minutes listening to this very frustrating interaction before she was done with him and able to then move on to the next person. So as far as it goes for U-Haul, I might recommend, I don't know how it works for trucks, but that tow dolly thing seems excessive and maybe don't rent those. And what Sherry said, not the same as having a move-in truck for your facility. Those are good. Look it up.
Shannon, I would 100% agree because we had them and we actually made money on them because if it wasn't being used for the move-ins, in one of our town, we had a tenant that wound up renting it like 3 times a week, moving stuff around. So we were making money when as long as it wasn't being reserved for a customer renting a unit, I would let him rent it out by the hour 3 times a week.
Tow dollies are the #1 cause of workers' comp claims in self-storage facilities.
Really?
So
what?
Hitching tow dollies, hitching tow dollies to a U-Haul and having a shoulder or an elbow injury is the #1 cause of high dollar workers' comp claims in self-storage facilities.
I believe that every AFM I've had has had back issues. Either back surgery or they go to a weekly chiropractor appointment. But I've always maintained that being a U-Haul dealer is really just being a glorified call center for U-Haul. And they're a competitor of ours. Let's face it. They're putting in, they've almost completed a facility a stone's throw down the road. They're our competitor.
That's why you should have your own truck with your own brand and get all of the money you rent it out for and have it as a perk, not a pain in the butt.
Let's talk. No, the other thing about it is it's very busy right now and they've got a lack of equipment. So they like to yank ours for one ways and have the trucks go back to their corporate, to that location down the street. So yeah, I'm about up to here.
All right. Well, I think okay. Tell me if this think is a good idea. I'm just thinking of this as we're talking here. When people put questions and things like that in the Facebook group, we do this, and I'll piece this out and cut it out, and I'll put that as an answer on the Facebook group. Kind of a little more dynamic than just a text. So I'll do that. That'd be kind of fun.
Hey, cool. Hey, Kelly Steyer. Let's go Phillies. They whooped up on your Braves last night.
You know, we're not going to talk about the Phillies against the Mets that they just got swept. So
it's okay.
Braves are having a rough year.
All right. Tell me if I missed any questions in here as we're going through some chat.
I saw one, Jim, about software, about changing software. And they mentioned Hummingbird Storage and Cubby, and I stopped by and said, I mentioned you really need to stop by and see James and the team at Monument because I don't know if you've looked at them yet, Jim, but they're building something really special.
Yeah, I know a number of people that have done the demo kind of stuff, and that was like 3 months ago, and it's gotten.
Well, Anthony, you just did one, didn't you?
Oh, it's great. What?
Anthony just did a demo with Monument, didn't you, bud?
Yeah, you said the T word and I was like, So yeah, we just did a demo with them. Actually, a lot of their stuff is really, really cool. Some of the stuff I really liked, we'll do a revisit with them. To give you guys an idea, is like, so the templates that are being sent out for like lead follow-up and different things like that, they have the ability to track and do different metrics, like an A/B testing of different text messages that go out. And then they can track which one has been more successful, and you can continue to tweak them. In natural marketing, you're doing your A/B testing. So that was one of the cool things. A lot of good reports. So that's where we're going through them. We're trying to figure out what our our next steps are.
James, are you on here anywhere? James Elkins? I don't see him.
Is your name Jim Ross?
I love it. A real CRM, Anthony. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're gonna have a booth in Vegas, and I know they're working with a couple companies, so they got a good couple things going. But I mean, they really, and the thing I like about it, Jim, they've taken a lot of feedback. So like Frank Serto and Darren Kelly and a couple of us have really been, tearing it apart. Why can't it do this? Can it do this? But and they've taken a lot of feedback from us. And the nice thing I like, especially for like Shannon over at XPS, is a very, very open API integration.
We may or may not be talking with Monument on Tuesday at a specific time and place.
That's subtle. All right. Okay, no,
I
perfect.
can neither confirm nor deny the room in which we'll be meeting with Monument next week. You guys are right. I mean, we've had a whole bunch of people come up with some software solutions that look really good. So I'm not here to tell you how to run your business or what software you have to use. It's our job to make sure that we can work with you, right? And when I hear you throwing out names like Darren Kelly and Frank Serto, those are some heavy hitters in this industry who know what they're doing. It's good to know.
Yeah, I think of any other time going into a show that I've gone to in the past, I think this is one of the shows I'm looking forward to just because there's new players and older players that have actually kind of stepped up that are changing and updating things. So that'd be a good show just to see where everyone stacks up right now. Because yeah, if you haven't updated your your service offerings in years, you're gonna get burned. People are gonna start bailing for the new and improved versions of what you're supplying right now. So anyway, it's just fun just watching people kind of stepping up. We used to always say that storage was 10 years behind the times and all that kind of thing. I think we've caught up. I think we're there right now for a lot of the software that's out there. So it's fun to see. I love it.
I'm really looking forward to the some of the AI ones with the AI phone calls. I know Swivel's coming out with something for AI phone calls, and there's 2 or 3 other ones that are going to be there that have AI for calls, which will help augment. Like Shannon shaking her head. I mean, everything's going to replace the call center, and I said no, it's going to help augment the call center and make it streamlined and better. That way, the customers who really need the dedicated service from an agent can talk to somebody. And if you're just calling to pay your bill or get your gate code or all the other things, the automated system can do it, and they can answer more calls faster. And that way your agents have more dedicated time to work with the people who really need our help and who still have no idea what they're doing in storage. Yeah, Jess, I forgot you got one too. Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch. It's again with the technology out there. There'll be a lot coming at you. I think when it comes to the AI agents, AI calls, whatever you want to name it. There's going to be a bunch, and it's going to take probably a year to kind of filter down to have a good handful of that had good penetration that are actually very helpful and know what they're doing. Anyway, it's fun. I'm along for the ride. I've probably tested out like 10 different ones in the last like 2 weeks alone. It's nuts. So Dave knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were just did you watch the latest I think it just came out yesterday or the day before, Jim? It was for Google's API voice for their voice, where they're teaming up with T-Mobile. Like they show a demo with T-Mobile, and they were talking about how one of the biggest things is the lag, and that's what everybody's concern is right now with implementing, including mine. Like I've done a couple demos, but you hear that little bit of lag in the kind of like semi-robotic voice. But they released the latest rollout of that API. And T-Mobile is doing it to one of their biggest things is upgrading for phones. So if you guys watch it, it's on OpenAPI's YouTube channel. It was really interesting to watch it last night.
That's great. Yeah, you're of all the operators, you're one of the top ones there that have your finger on the pulse of that kind of stuff. What's going on? It's awesome.
Well, and I give a lot of credit to Skylar too as well, because he's very AI forward. Very, very. I mean, DeepSeek. He's building agents. He's doing a bunch of stuff in the background and sharing his knowledge with us. And I continue to push that to the rest of our team as well. Some of them were on last week, and they were thanking me for bringing you on or bringing them on and showing you, the gym, what you're doing and all the rest of the stuff within AI for self-storage. So that's on a daily use for me every day.
Yeah, it's a blast. That's why we're doing that at least once a month. I'm just dedicating an hour just to AI stuff because I can't keep track of it. Just frankly, I'm trying to hold myself accountable just to try to be able to keep on top of some of this stuff. That's why I'm doing that once a month. That was weird. We all good again? Cool. Speaking of AI, let me show you for 5 minutes here. I kind of alluded to it in an earlier email, so I just want to showcase something for 5 minutes here. Let me share my screen. Make sure I got the right thing pulled up here. The way today is going, I probably have a complete wrong thing pulled up. All right. Think we're good. Okay, let me show you this. Share the sound. I saw this just a couple days ago get posted. I don't know if you guys saw this. Extra Space talking about doing these 15-second spots. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know if it's, I assume it's all gonna be online kind of targeted ads, I would assume.
Guys like me?
Where's the video? There we go. So they did 3 of them here. I'll just show you a couple real quick.
Guys like me? There's no rules. Freedom and nobody to answer to but the road. Until your mom says she needs the garage back.
For whatever life has in storage, Extra Space Storage.
Fun, right? I mean, we've been always trying to do stuff like this, but they're the big guys, the big players. They got the money to do all this kind of stuff. I mean, just if you scroll down, I think it's funny. The agency, look at everyone that's associated with this. Directors, production companies, audio, all this kind of stuff. Okay. Well, I'm not saying just rip them off. That's why I use this as motivation and as a jumping off point. Okay. But I just I took a screenshot, went into ChatGPT and just said, hey, just give me what does this look like? I want to create something like this in Gemini and for Google here. It kind of gave me the prompt. I'll show you what the prompt looks like. I just went into Google, Google VO3, I've kind of alluded to and talked to about a few times. Okay. This is Flow. It's the same thing. I hate Google's naming structure sometimes. It gets really confusing, but this is Google Flow, which is Google VO3. Let me show you some examples here. So what I did, get down to that one. And this took 5 minutes, maybe. And I just put it in there. It gave me this is what ChatGPT gave me of that description of what that screenshot would look like. I said what I wanted him to say.
Guys like me, there's no rules. Freedom and nobody to answer to but the road.
There was the first scene. There's the second scene.
Until your mom says she needs the garage back.
Crazy, right? Did that in 5 minutes. So again, not saying, hey, rip them off, but it's motivation. It's this technology is kind of the great levelator. You don't have to be the big player. You can be the average mom and pop doing this kind of stuff. You can create the same production level that they did, because I guarantee you they use the exact same tools that I just showed you. You can show do that in like 5 minutes and start doing stuff for your own brand and getting that kind of stuff out there. Put it on Google Business Profiles, that kind of stuff. It's fun. So I'll start showcasing more and more of that kind of thing, just kind of showing what's out there. But I want to take 5 minutes just to showcase that because I thought it was pretty cool. We're always trying to, punch up to the big guys, and hey, now we can with some of these tools. All right, what else is going on? What else did I miss as I was showing that?
Jim, that's super cool and almost creepy. Like, imagine what videos. I mean, like, my head is spinning with the opportunities to do good things with it, but also like worried about people doing bad things with it as well. That's just crazy.
It's a double-edged sword for sure. So yeah, we'll use the power for good. And that's what we're doing here for. We'll just focus on storage things.
With great power comes great responsibility, right?
Yeah. I just want to showcase that because you literally can do this kind of stuff in minutes. This is no longer Oh, we're gonna do this. We'll talk about it in the meeting next week. Oh, next week is cool. Let's look at the first draft. Oh, screw that. You can do this stuff now. Pump it out. Get things going. And yeah, if that one didn't work, cool. Let's do another version. There's no rules anymore. Frankly, that's what I love. I don't like rules, as you can tell. It's my favorite. So, all right. What else did I miss? Questions, comments? What do we got going on here in the chat?
Stacy, are you excited for Tuesday for our session?
Yes,
I know Dave and I were talking today on the drive up from the airport. We are stoked. I think it's gonna be one of the really, really good sessions. 3 hours of the 6 of us. It'll be fun.
I'm excited for it.
3 hours and 6 kings and queens. It's going to be great. But I'm also excited about the Women's Council. All the ladies on the call, please join us for the Women's Council on Thursday morning. We're bringing back some amazing women who have been leaders in the industry for a long, long time, and to get their perspective on how things have changed over time. So, ladies, please join us. They're going to have a nice breakfast, mimosas, Bloody Marys, all the things you need after that party on Wednesday night. So please join us. It'll be fun.
Just go right from the party to the session and you're fine.
It's Vegas. Why not?
I mean, y'all know they don't keep clocks or windows in any of the casinos for a reason, right?
Going through some comments here. Oh, Sherry, you're asking about when am I going to do a session on AI at a show? I don't know. I'm available. You know where to find me. But honestly, frankly speaking, when it comes to AI stuff, it's so visual. This kind of medium is a lot easier to get it across to people because you can showcase, you can share screens, you can do things in real time. That's really kind of hard to translate sometimes when you got the screen behind you and you got the audience in front and they're trying to look and see what's on the screen. So I'm not quite sure how much of that translates. Talking about AI in general and best practices, awesome, but I love showcasing tools and that's kind of a hard thing, I think, sometimes to really get across unless you're on this kind of medium. But hey, I'm all for it. I know, Stacey, you talk about AI stuff quite a bit. So in fact, she's gonna be doing a session with us on AI stuff coming up.
Yeah.
I forget what day we set, but yeah, I know it's coming up in the schedule.
Cool.
It's sometime in October. I don't remember either. I barely know what's going on tomorrow.
No, and it sounds like your guys' session SSA is pretty much sold out, isn't it? It's kind of a packed room.
Dave, what'd you say, 140?
I think that's what Ginny was saying. It was hitting 140. I think capacity is 146. I think she said.
Yeah, and I think she said there's maybe some standing tables in the back, aside from the seated ones too. So we may have to expand. I don't know. We'll see.
Awesome.
They're all coming to see you, Mr. Cooper.
That's me.
So be awesome.
It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Dave, you're actually center square on my screen right now.
Am I? Just for you, Jim.
Perfect. Well, again, hate to say this one more time, but if your name is Jim Ross on here, rename yourself to your real name. I'm an idiot and sent out the wrong link. But someone was asking, Jim Ross, but not me, are there any SEO companies out there that are focusing on AI search optimization?
Corey is.
Go.
I am. Let me tell you, the foundations of SEO are so important. So it's just make sure your website is structured correctly. You can produce a lot of content, but if it's not structured correctly, it's going to bite you in the butt. So that's just.
So Corey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
I was on stage with John Jordan from Go Local a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about the shift now to more like, instead of being self-storage, climate controlled, near me, whatever, he's talking that it's being more voice activated and more specific climate controlled storage, 5-star rating, all these things.
Very
so
conversational.
Marketing company, are you trying to incorporate all of that in to make sure that you're there when somebody wants it? Because like I said, in the old days, keywords were great, whatever. But when they start doing all these, meta tags and all these descriptions on pictures and all these, basically voice interaction searches, And John was saying that it's going to get to the point where the website's going to have to search the same way. So when you get to the website, it's not going to be a big table. You're going to have to be able to interact with it. Where are you seeing that going?
I think that's absolutely true. That's why so many of us are actually focused on FAQs and building them out and making sure they're conversational, because that's really where you can get that win. Make them very specific. Use AI to ask questions about facilities so that you know what to put on your FAQs. And then you'll have to make sure that they're structured properly and the information is there so that they can actually find it. And one of the big things that came out yesterday, there was an article, somebody had done a lot of research about where AI is looking for reviews, which is super important as it's going through. We know that it heavily still leverages Bing's index. But if you've been focused solely on your Google reviews, you're not necessarily going to show up when you're using those AI searches. It's leveraging Yelp, it's Facebook heavily. So, diversifying your reviews now is going to be super important.
Well, that leads to part 2 of the question for you, because I was just actually, I'm doing more consulting now, and I was helping a client this last week, and they're in a heavily REIT market, and they do a good job collecting reviews. And I actually, me, Corey, I'm going to go to my expert people I know to get the right answers for, right? I've come to you a couple times. But Cal Lever from Storage Reach helped me out. And yes, they got good reviews, but when they looked at the market, some of the REITs are averaging 35 reviews in the last month and a half or a quarter, where they were getting 2. So yeah, they have a lot of 5-star reviews, but the frequency isn't there on them, and it's bringing that back down. So can you elaborate on that? I mean, yeah, we all talk about reviews are important, 5 stars are important, but quantity also has to play in that factor.
It's actually recency and frequency is what I preach. So that's really the factor that's involved there. So making sure that you're consistently getting reviews, because if you get like 15 reviews in 1 month and nothing the next month, that's not going to help, right? So being very, very consistent. So making sure that you've got that frequency, and they need to be current. So the best thing that you can do is, first, make sure that your managers are actually asking for a review at the time of the transaction. There's a whole bunch of research that just came out about when customers expect that to happen. 92% of people really prefer that you ask for a review at time of transaction. It's huge. It's expected. Everybody knows, right? So make sure your managers are actually trained to ask for that. If they don't get the review, have a great system in place, automated, to follow up. Everybody, it may not be the right time at moment, right? Moving is stressful. We all know that. But a gentle reminder, having a really good follow-up program on requesting those reviews, making sure it's automated. There's lots of software out there for our industry. Pick one, use it. It makes your life so much easier.
Well, I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We were very successful when we had our storage before we shifted. We had a good program in place with Storage Reach as our partner, but we also had our managers trained to do but what we found was even critical was 2 days after the move in, the managers were giving them a friendly call saying, "Hey, Corey, how is everything with your moving? Everything go good? I know we asked you about that review. Would you mind helping us out and give us that 5-star?" And like I said, we had, I asked Jim Russell the other week, in the first 6 months, we had 1,503 rentals. We had 513 reviews in that same time frame.
Yeah,
so that's
that personal touch. It's huge, right? And it's a lot. Then you can build in a whole lot of other things to that has a lot of value, right? You're building the relationship with the tenant. They're going to stay longer because they feel valued. I mean, the benefits are huge. And I find that one of the best things that you can do is, if you're really struggling to get your managers to buy in, is you can't incentivize your customers to write reviews, but you sure can incentivize your managers. And so having good incentives built around those reviews helps propel that immensely. You can have contests if you want to, make it a little competitive. You can reward people for certain things if they get a lot of reviews, so there's ways to incentivize that. And one of the other things I found most of us forget is you can actually also ask your vendors to write reviews for you. So, it's not just your customers. You can actually, if you've got a service provider that's doing that, they can write a review for you too, right? So there's things that you can do. But yeah, definitely recency and frequency is huge. So build a program. Don't just say, hey, we need reviews. You have to build a process around it.
Our program was simple. We were doing $5 for a review, but every once in a while I would throw in a thing that if your name was in the review, it was $25 for a review.
Yeah.
So we did that periodically. Once every 6, we randomly throw it in there, and we always got good. But and again, going back to Google and the reviews, 5 stars are great, but having that meat in that review with good content means a lot.
Yeah.
Love it. Corey, can I ask, I'm reaching in my way back from when I first started learning about reviews. Is it still the case that if you've done one review for a company, basically you can never ever do one again? You only have to update the previous one? The reason I'm asking is because it would make sense to me. We talk a lot about the move-in process, and that you just described, Jim, the follow-up, the personal call, huge, fantastic. But move-outs are also a really key time to say, hey guys, I hope that you loved your whole stay with us for the last 2.5 years. Can that person do another review because they've been there for 2.5 years from a different perspective?
Most platforms, because you're logged in, they're going to have you update the review.
Okay.
But those updates are perfect because then you've got, again, recency.
Right.
So an updated review is awesome, right? And a lot of people are willing to do that. So if they've had a great experience, they can go through and update their review.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do a shameless plug here real quick since we're talking about reviews. I'll put it in one more time because I'm testing this out. Put it in chat. Give a review about this community storage meetup. Again, what I'm trying to do here, share my screen so we got more people have jumped on. This is the storage marketplace for all the vendors, trying to keep things simple, organizing everything. One feature of this is going to be reviews. I'll do different iterations later on, but for right now, I'm just keeping it simple. I just want to test this out. You're the only ones that know about this, so I'm just testing this out in you guys first before I let anyone else jump on and add anyone and test things out. So you're my guinea pigs. So I sent you the
Jim,
link.
one thing I didn't see was where people will be able to, or like, because you're doing it on your own, I assume you can reply on reviews.
That's next. That's
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of do it in phases because otherwise it's just going to break. And
I got it. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing it.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
That's in the next release.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. This was done like during my lunch break yesterday. So, which again, this is the AI stuff. It shows you how you can put this stuff together. It's a blast. So anyway, shameless plug, put that in there. Do me a favor. If you're on here, do the review before we end here in 15 minutes. So speaking of which, we got 15 more minutes. I want to be mindful of everyone's time. I'm gonna put one more thing in chat. This has been like chat day here. But since we keep talking about AI, and we did this last week, and a bunch of us jumped over to this meetup. What it is, I joined this group 2 years ago. This is Kyle Shannon. This is his group. It's totally free. We jump on, so it'll be in 15 minutes right after this. I'll put the link in chat as well. But smart guy. This guy started the original agency. He started agency.com back when websites and just internet just was barely starting. So he did websites for Coca-Cola and Delta and all sorts of different other guys. Had a team of 30,000 people, I think, on his company at one time. Crazy smart. Anyway, he thought he kind of like, oh, that was the one big technology during my lifetime. That's awesome. And AI came out. He's like, holy crap, here we go again. This is twice in a lifetime kind of a thing. So he jumped on it early. We just do these AI office hours. It's just kind of what we're doing now. It's just very free flowing of what's the latest and greatest, and is the world falling down because AI is going to take everyone's jobs? We just have those kind of discussions. So I'll put it in chat here to join us. More than welcome to join us. I know we had a handful of the group here that came over after last week, and he messaged me later saying, the guys that showed up, that was awesome. Thank you so much. So I'll put it in chat, but you're more than welcome to join as soon as we end up here. Join me over the AI office hours. It's very, very friendly. It's nice. So I'll put the link in here. All right. Any other questions? What's going on? Someone, let me put this in chat. 1 second.
So Jim, did you see the news? I think Dave Cooper mentioned to me earlier that the sounds like the Feds are going to be working on lowering the interest rates for mortgages, which should really, hopefully, cross your fingers, put a spike in people moving, which puts a spike in storage rentals.
I hope so. August has been flat. I don't know about you.
It is.
My sites has been very flat. Is that? I don't think I'm alone in that, right?
No.
Okay.
No, we've had 90 move-ins and about 72 move-outs.
Yeah, across of how many?
Across our portfolio. It's been a rough month. I'm trying to look at positive and like at least we're positive, we're not going backwards.
No, I just hate it when you have, maybe you're on here, but when I'm talking with the owners and they're like, what's going on? Why aren't we doing this? And like, we're doing everything we can to get the phone to ring. It's like, all you can do is all the marketing, make sure you're answering your phones right, make sure you're doing your follow-up. Then you kind of have to let the chips fall where they may. And some months are just, ugh. So it wasn't just my sites. Okay.
Yeah, we have seen in our Columbia, South Carolina market, we have seen our Google PPC triple because the rates are
Monday's a holiday, but you're
triple. So it's been a rough month.
pay for a couple days, we can charge
because all the rates are there. The rates are dropping. I've been watching it very closely over the past couple weeks and seeing the damage. So
let me find this Greg here.
I think it was a Corey or Evo was saying
like Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
REITs, or maybe it was last week where they were saying like the REITs are spending up to 40% more on Google PPC than they were.
All my trucks are rented for tomorrow.
All right, I'm trying to find who's talking here. Any ideas?
There we go.
I
think we got it. I think it was, yeah.
It's team effort here. All right, cool. All right, so that's good. That's kind of another reason why we do these things too. Is just we're talking best practices of just you control what you can control. Frankly, we always what's the old adage? You can't create demand for storage. You just can be there when they need it. So yeah, it's sometimes a little difficult to get owners to understand that sometimes when they got their spreadsheets and they got to perform it. They're like, but it says right here on line X and X on sale that we're supposed to have 28 rentals this month. I don't know. That's just a pro forma. That's not the real world sometimes. So it's nice.
Jim, I just saw a comment on LinkedIn, actually from my old bosses this week, that it still goes back to the old days where people are now trying to throw more and more money at generating more leads. And he said the problem most people forget about is work the leads you got.
Amen, Jim Mooney. Answer the phone. Answer it well.
I mean, I just did this week. I mystery shop 5 companies randomly on a website. Called, got 5 of them. Not one person took my name. Not one person took my number. Not one person asked me to rent the unit. Called to one place and I said I need a 10 by 10, and she goes, "We got none," and hung up.
Was that a direct quote? We got
I had a
wow.
I had a similar experience, Mooney. I did 18 shops recently. 16 of them did not ask me my name, number, or phone number. 16 out of 18.
And only one asked because you stayed long enough to use the restroom, if I remember correctly.
There you go. Yeah.
He didn't even care about your lead.
Yeah, and he got me as I came out of the restroom, like, oh, wait, let me get your name, number. And I'm like, okay, at least he did.
Yeah, but did he call you back?
No, I haven't heard from any of them. And the major part of the assignment was to see if they were giving me the web rate. All 18 gave me the web rate. In fact, all 18 locations pushed me to just go rent on the web, which tells me like customer service is out the window. Like they don't want to be bothered. Just go to our website. Go to our website. Go to our website. Go to our website. Like
yes,
people still walk in.
I don't even have web rates. My rate is my rate is my rate. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. Just here's my rate.
Jim. Adam said something about getting me stickers.
They're from Adam.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know what
That's Greg Williams again, love.
Yeah, and Jim, the difference between web and full was $40 in some instances. So your manager is letting $40 worth of revenue walk right out that door. I mean, take that over one rental a day. It's like $11,000 a year almost. Take that over 18 facilities. That's 6 figures of lost revenue for laziness. I was really disappointed, and this was a pretty decent sized brand that knows better.
You know,
Yes,
I want to go with Jim on what he was saying, though, that the price should be the price. It shouldn't be, listen, maybe for a walk-in, Jessica, because it sounds like you were physically going into that facility. And
It was.
they should never ever say, go rent another way. You're physically right here. They should be already have that rental halfway completed by the time you reach the counter. Like you should
Right.
just pick the size, right? But from a call center perspective, I can tell you that our rentals team, 99% of the phone calls they take start with, I'm looking at your website and I have this question. And I would absolutely love to complete that rental for them. Nothing would make me happier. But if you can imagine, if my price that I see is $40 higher because they called, how many of those do you think we're going to be successful at? So
Yeah.
I, from our perspective, would say, please let our team see the same rate that your customer can see online. In store, maybe not, but they better say, I'm looking at your web rate, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shannon, I started each conversation off with, I just happened to drive by and saw you. I'm popping in. So I gave the verbal cue of, I've not even looked
I'm
on
not
your
even
website.
online.
I don't know what your rates are. Tell me what your rates are. Lost opportunities all the way across.
Ouch.
So
in
we
my
have
Shannon, I'll go
opinion.
back
we
to
have
it. We
a
were
pretend
talking
rate.
a client
Um,
that if you do it right on your website with Veritech or whatever, good, better, best models, right? In the first 6 months of the year, 42% of my rentals took the upgraded rental rate because they deserve better. And on top of that, we tracked because we did a protection plan differently based on how it goes, right? 39% of the people took the upgraded protection plan. I had one guy in a unit he took the $50 protection plan and he had a $42 upgrade. So we were getting an extra $92 a month from him.
Because he clicked on it. Question, Jim, do they pick the middle? Or are they picking the high because they deserve the best?
I think it's a 70-30 split on the middle or the high, but you know what? I'll take the 70% in the middle any day of the week.
Yeah. How many were, but most of them are going mid or high, not the basic level?
Yeah, I had 40% of my rentals took the mid upgraded rate. Okay, so 60 put the standard.
Okay.
But of the ones that took the upgrade, about 70% of the 30% of the upgrade took the highest one.
Nice.
It's classic buyer behavior. Good,
Yeah.
better, best.
It tracks in all of the research that they've done. All of the research it's tracking that same way. It's just been amazing to watch.
So on our website, we have a pretend web rate. And what I mean by that is it says in store and it's $10 more and it's marked through and it says web rate. But that actual web rate is the rate we're going to sell to you in the store anyway. That's what Shannon at XPS sees. Everybody is selling at that special rate because that way you're making every customer feel like they're getting something special. And it works. Because everybody wants to feel special. And so whenever you make them feel special, then, they're going to keep coming back, right?
But the big thing, Jess Johnson, is get a number and they're calling you for a reason. As Dave Cooper says, we're not going out for dinner in a storage unit. We're going out because we need it. So they're there on the phone. I actually did one web lead, Jim, a week ago.
Yeah.
I never got a response.
Well, that's not shocking.
That happens all the time.
No, it happens all the time.
Jim, I walked into a lobby and they had all the fluorescent lights turned off. I actually thought they were closed as I was approaching the door. I come in, the manager's like, yeah, I just can't do those bright lights. And I'm thinking in my head, like, yeah, no one knows if you're even on, right? Like if you're open right now, because it looked like the
It's
stuff
a
you hear and see.
business,
Did
not
you have your shades on walking in too?
Yeah, pretty much. But
A hat
hear
and
and see-
hoodie, like,
I mean, even if you have 1 location, 2 locations, please have a friend shop them, hire a shopping service. You will identify a lot by doing so. A lot.
It's crazy.
This is one of those
Video
things.
shops. If you could ever do a video shop, those things, I can tell you, I did one years ago. I did one in Texas. The next morning, I was on a plane flying to Texas to fire that manager because she said, when the customer asked about specials, she said, "No, we don't have any, but Uncle Bob's down the street's got plenty of them."
That's the cardinal sin right there.
And I walked in, I'm like, "Why are you sending them down the street?" She goes, "They're better than we are." I'm like, "Okay, goodbye."
Okay, go work for them.
Yeah, at least she was honest.
If you do a mystery shop and you get the results back, the best thing to do is sit on it for 24 hours and not immediately react, because you're going to be shocked, and you got to take it all in.
That's smart.
Yeah, you got to take it all in, and I look at it as 2 ways. Where did maybe possibly did I look at my reflections on myself? Where did I possibly go wrong at the training that I did not go wrong? If I haven't followed up and done a shop for a while and been, watching on our team or watching your team, shame on me. Because it's a consistency, it can be lack of from upper management. And I've been guilty of it before, especially at Extra Space. Like, I get the shops back, like, you realize what's going on. However, then you got to reflect back. Okay, what did we not do, or what has not been iterated completely over and over again, and then, especially if it's the first time, and then go back. If it's a follow up or it's the second and third shot, then you have, But I always give myself 24 hours to digest and look at what issues are we currently having, how can I correct them, internally as well.
We need like a secret shopper series where we go in and secret shop sites, and it'll be like catch a predator style, but we do like catch a manager or something like that, and just see best practice of what's going on in some of these locations. I swear.
You walk in and say, "Hey, is there electric in these things? Can I live in them?"
Seriously, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. If I had an extra minute in the day, I would do that, but no, can't do that. Got enough on my plate. That'd be kind of a fun series, though, wouldn't it?
Kind of would be. We should have one, Jim, where we get the best and the worst of the mystery shops.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I wonder how it would go for training purposes if everybody here who has a manager, go back and share with them, oh my goodness, you would not believe this story that those people told me. Then you're not actually telling them, right? Like, you can't send people to Uncle Bob's down the street, but they're hearing, oh, perhaps I should not send people to Uncle Bob's down the street. That is not a good idea. So if you're telling it to them in the story of what another manager did, can you believe it? Like, they're going to go, yeah, we shouldn't do that. Like, is that a thing? Can we do that?
Well, it can be a thing. I actually do some similar training like that with some of our managers. I'll take a shop that wasn't good from years ago and let them watch it. And it's in a classroom setting. They watch it, they grade it, they score it, and you hear all of that. So definitely good to put that in front of them.
Kelly, how many stores you got now?
45.
I think this is a great opportunity to dummy up some videos on AI like Jim was doing with these stories.
Oh, even better. So you don't have to go and like try to find not like employees that aren't there anymore.
Right. And and not embarrass your current employees.
Okay, guys. I want to keep mindful of everyone's time. That's been an hour. We got off to a rocky start. We got off to a rocky start, but hey, I think we're good now. We landed. We landed the plane. Couple things here real quick. I'm gonna put it in chat one more time. Those who want to join me over at the AI office hours, you're more than welcome to. We're gonna do that as soon as we end up here. Close this up. Gotta do a picture, so you know how it goes. If you're on here, we're gonna take a picture. So if you don't want to be on, turn your camera off. If you want to be on, turn your camera on. Let's go. Let's go. Count to 3. Gotta do it twice because I have enough people on here. I gotta do a couple times here. Ready?
Everybody say Jim Mooney Jr.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right. One more time. It's always nice when I got to change screens. It means we got a lot of people. All right, 1, 2, 3. Cool. We're good. All right. Well, again, I hope to see everyone that's going to Vegas. We will see you next week, Wednesday at 3 o'clock at the On the Move.
Jim, we're on for 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Yep. Hit me up. Sounds good.
All right, Link.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jim. I'll try to,
Bye,
like I said, reach
everybody.
out to you for SSA.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Take care, guys.